All right, next up on the list is Tomoe Gozen. Uh, yeah, I don't have that much of a strong opinion for her on JP. Mine just isn't like good enough to really be competing with like some of the other characters I have on that account. But this was a good buff. I do remember that clearly that this was a good buff for her. Considering she didn't have a battery at all, but she was doing this crit MP spamming playstyle, and she just really had issues with that because she didn't have a battery. If even if you were buster farming, you would have to give up damage for her to be able to do that role. So her just having a battery just makes it easier for her to do like her actual job. And waiting for her husband to like come to the game because like he looked pretty sick in Samurai Remnant, and she's wearing his armor. I forget which one it actually was. I think it's this one. But yeah, I'm always like, if the character's out in Fate, why are we waiting for them to get their hubby? Cream Hill is very stable that she has her hubby. This is a Genji. Genji are by default not stable, so more stable Genji is just a happier Chaldea. All right, enough with the renting. Let's get started talking about the servant. Base attack 9.9k, almost if you almost ready to get rounded up to 10,000. Just a little bit off that. So, very good for a 4-star to have like such high base attack. HP not that much higher than it, so this is actually like fairly low for a 4-star, or at least compared to the recent ones. I think a lot of the recent ones I've talked about are like 12k on average. So yeah, definitely on the lower side. Star weight, star gen. These are normal archer numbers. MP charge 0.87. She is implied to be critting. And it's thankful that she does have a good base here with a 5-hit extra. But yeah, mighty chains and buster brave chains are where you're gonna see the most out of her extra attack. So, for CEs, I am only seeing neutral right now off rip. Because I know she doesn't have a costume, even though I'm actually surprised she doesn't have one. Yeah, no, the only one she has is neutral. There is no balance CE out yet. Yeah, that I feel has to come soon, like balanced. And then there needs to be a CE for like the chaotic good foreigners, an extra class, because they can't use chaotic, and if they're chaotic good, they really don't have a CE they can use outside of like a different CE they have. So yeah, two more, and then they can just go full in on class CEs, and then like a lot of people will be happy. And that should take about 2 years or something. But yeah, upstairs is fine. All right, first skill. This is definitely going to get buffed in the future just to clean up the numbers and probably give her a new effect. But at the same time, it's like the only thing wrong with this skill are the numbers. So it's a 19% charisma, which if it's even 18, they've been buffing it. And the MP damage is also at 28. So I do think that this actually is going to be more than 1.5, but not by that much. So technically, it's still a good valued skill, but these numbers just are weird. We like FGO doesn't like weird numbers like this. It's like 20%, 30%. Having all the nines and eights, it just makes the numbers like, if you want to see funky numbers, just don't have the skills leveled. Like you level them at max to get the clean numbers for damage calc. Yeah, just give her a star bomb. Buff the numbers to just make it clean. Give her a star bomb and call it a day. Yeah, like she has star weight. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself for the next skill. I am now doing monthly $5 giveaways as a way to give back to my channel. I recently hit 500 subs and I want to keep giving back to the people that support me. All you have to do is comment on one of my videos during the month. Doesn't even have to be a video I make that month, and you are entered to win. 5 people can win every month with 1 win per person per month. Only 1 comment is counted as an entry every month. I will send you the prize in a way that works for both of us. Thank you for watching. Now let's get back to the video. So this is the buff. It was party star weight. Sorry, her own star weight 600% as an archer. That pretty much guarantees she's gonna get all the stars. And she gave 50% star gen for the entire party for 3 turns. So if you're not an arts DPS, it is fine if you get this not at 100%. If for arts, you kind of need it 100% because their base star gen value is like 0. Them getting plus 100% star gen makes it so every hit will gen stars. But this is not enough, obviously. So buff, crit damage 50%, and 30% battery. They didn't add anything else to this. It just makes what she's trying to do, being a crit DPS that can also MP spam. That's all she's gonna be doing. So going back to this, could they buff this skill and give it like another damage buff? Possibly, but honestly, I would rather save it for this skill since this is a self one, and just give her like reduce the cooldown and give this a buster buff, and then you call it a day. And it could be low, it could be like 20%, but just give her buster on her own kit. And yeah, then she's pretty much fine because there really isn't that much wrong with this character. Besides that, archers are just weak in comparison to the non-archers that do the same thing. CL, MHX, shit, even Berserker Musashi as an AoE does more single target damage than a lot of single target archers. I wish I was joking about that. I really wish I was joking about that, but I'm not. Yeah. Double damage against sabers. This is ignoring the 50% berserker damage buff from being a berserker. So that is 90, not basically 99, almost 100,000. And for these archers, it's still double damage. But we need, it needs to be demonic for King Tut to not do more damage. And this is just MP1 Musashi I'm talking about too. We're not even talking about like higher copies like I have on other accounts. Orion needs mail. Yeah, literally all like if you're using an archer that's non-niche, you're not going to do more damage than an AoE Musashi. And then like, if we want to talk MHX, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck, because this is without having the this is also without having the 50%. So this with 50% is 200,000. But that's again, that's sabering good. So here is really 150,000. So they need to break past 75,000. It's literally not the archer's fault that they overbuff these berserkers. The only caveat is that they're so easy to kill. They have no survivability. All right. So on to passives. 17.5% debuff res, 10% crit damage, 2% buster. Kind of why I'm saying like you don't have to make this 30%. Cooldown reduction 20%, maybe even 20% for the party. I'm not being too picky. Just give her something she can double stack with Koyanskaya. in terms of offensive buffs. Depending on what they do in the next buff for this skill is whether you need this one or not. She has anti-berserker, and so you get mana loading, and then anti-berserker if you have the extra coins. And then in the future, if they decide to buff this skill, then you switch from berserker to here, and then you can probably just get a lot more damage out. MP got buffed a very long time ago. When they buffed it, literally all they did was increase the damage. Sorry, no, I'm wrong about that. They increased the crit attack chance down from 3 turns to 5 turns. So, unfortunately, she does not put the burn on first, but you can always use Honey Lake with this character because this burn lasts for so long. Even if the enemy is cleansing, it's just 1 turn of UMPing and you put the burn back on. And again, this burn lasts for 5 turns. It does not take 5 turns to get Tomoe to get back to her MP. It does not. So, this was a decent buff when it happened. It's just solid. It just cleans up the character. They didn't do anything crazy with this character. That could come later if they want to, or they just make her just super reliable. I do know like a bunch of people like this character, and obviously her husband being in Samurai Remnant, it does show that people find this character and her relationship like with her husband like important. And again, she's Genji. That automatically elevates it for a lot of people. All right, peace, chat. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.